Merry Christmas, Diocese of Upper South Carolina, friends and family from around the country and around the world. As we gather this time of year to celebrate the coming of Christ again, we gather this year under massive political change. I think it's always been that way. Whether it was a census in the first century or the fall of regimes and the rise of new leaders in our own, we always gather in the midst of changing political winds. And we worry about some people and we rejoice and celebrate with others. As we come this year, we come with a particular reminder that God incarnate has come among us. Emmanuel, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. This year, my studies around the idea of sovereignty has just reminded me of how powerful a statement that is in the midst of a world of political chaos. That in the midst of all that we go through, that God is at work and God gets the final say. And so if it feels like the story is dark and Herod is still on the throne, that's only because the story isn't finished. And God still shows up. Emmanuel, God with us, right where we are, in the midst of the politics of our time, in the midst of our rejoicing and celebration in the weeks ahead. Candy and family recipes and favorite movies and football games. God is with us. And in the midst of political fear and chaos and in the changing political climate of our time, for those rejoicing and for those in fear, God is with us. O come, Emmanuel. And as we, particularly this year, think about the struggles in the Middle East and the struggles still going on in Western Europe, we remember those who are put on the road by the winds of politics, those whose lives have been disrupted, and those whose lives are continually lived kind of on the edge. We as a church have a particular mission to support, to receive, to love, and to care for immigrants. It has been such a powerful part of the history of our country and a powerful part of the history of most of our families. And it is something that we can cling to in this moment of wondering what to do to celebrate Christ who comes. This year, reach out, whether it's Episcopal Migration Ministries or just taking care of Western North Carolina for those displaced by floods. Be a part of the rebuilding of the world in the image of God, of this new kingdom still being born afresh here in our midst. God is always doing a new thing. And the question is just, are you willing to be with the God who has come to be with you? And we do that by walking with those in need. We do that in our celebrating and our rejoicing, and we also do that in our giving and our generosity. So Christians, Episcopalians, family and friends, let us rejoice that God has come again, and let us give generously from hearts overflowing with blessing and joy. For the King of Kings and Lord of Lords is here. I'll see you along the way.